A few years ago, I thought getting lean meant just eating less food. I would see all the videos online tell me to just do a calorie deficit and saying that eating carbs was the reason I couldn't see my abs. But every time I would cut my carbs out, hit the gym every day, and train as hard as I needed to build muscle while still doing my cardio and living a normal life, I just burned out and barely made any progress. And I knew that wasn't going to work for me. After months of these crash diets, cutting my carbs out, my workouts were just getting worse. And when I looked in the mirror, I still had this softer look with no abs or any veins like I wanted. And it wasn't until a year or two ago when I had a transformation from this to this that I finally realized that getting lean isn't supposed to feel like this impossible to do thing where you have to suffer more than everyone else in the gym just to get the result that you've wanted for years. That's not what actually works. And I know this because I've actually helped countless guys of all ages start their transformations to get lean. And I created my channel to simplify the process of getting lean so you don't feel overwhelmed and can have one place to find everything you would need to know. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the strategic way I eat carbs to lose fat while still building muscle. Because the truth is, most people don't struggle to get lean because they eat carbs. They struggle because they have no structure with their food. They eat these random meals, random portions, random snacks throughout the day. And then when their progress slows down, they just cut their calories even lower, taking out their carbs like rice and just eating meals with protein, veggies, or salad. I'm sure you guys have done this before. And that's when everything starts falling apart. After years, I had to learn that your body needs to feel stable to let go of fat. And if it's not getting the nutrition it needs, it holds onto that fat instead. The thing most guys don't know is that low-carb diets specifically make it really hard to build muscle and maintain your hormone production. For guys, this means lower testosterone, and it means your workouts and recovery are way less effective. The only thing that finally helped guys like Blake, Zach, and even one of my guys, Danny, who's in the middle of his transformation right now, was creating a simple to follow meal plan with 4 to 5 structured meals that allowed them to eat the foods they enjoyed and gave their body steady inputs. Those steady inputs mean your digestion will regulate and your body can now actually start using the food you're giving it to build muscle and as energy instead of just storing it as body fat. Now, if we want to retrain your body to stop storing carbs as fat and start using them for energy, we need to use a tool called carb cycling. And it's perfect if you want to do a body recomposition or you want to start losing body fat as you build muscle, especially if you're in that skinny fat phase or have a good amount of body fat on you. Now, it works by making sure you're giving your body the carbs it needs for your workouts, and then you lower the carbs and calories you're eating when you don't train. So, for example, on a training day on a cut, you might eat 200 calories below your maintenance, and on a rest day, you're closer to 600 with much higher fats and lower carbs. This allows you to create a system where your body is hyper respondent to the fuel you give it on the days that you're going to train. So, for example, on a training day on a cut, you might eat 200 calories below your maintenance. And on a rest day, you're closer to 600 with much higher fats and lower carbs. This allows you to create a system where your body is hyper respondent to the fuel you give it on days you're working out. Now, let's look at someone who works a 9 to 5 or has classes and wants to work out in the evening after work. To start your transformation, we wouldn't look at your food or workouts. We'd start with your mornings and creating a system that's going to put you in a fat burning state when you wake up and allow you to speed up how fast you can get lean. This starts with our fasted morning walk where we aim for 3,000 to 5,000 steps depending on your timing. Then we'd head home and shower, ending with cold water for at least a minute. This primes our body to burn fat as fuel, and then we feed it depending on the kind of day we're having. On a rest day, it might be eggs and sourdough or a yogurt bowl. And on training days, we're usually going to go for protein oats with a piece of fruit. You can add an egg or a scoop of peanut butter, but you need to have some fats for breakfast because they help give you sustained energy throughout the day. For lunch, you'd opt for a chicken meal with some rice. You can get creative, but I usually keep it pretty simple with whatever seasoning I have available, usually some lemon pepper. And if I'm going to use sauces, I always go low sugar. Now, if you're working all day, I would bring a piece of fruit or a bag of rice cakes and even a bottle of honey. These fast digesting carbs 30 minutes before the gym will give us that spike of quick energy we need to have a great workout. The timing of this is super important. Most of our carbs for the day have been eaten before this workout, around 50 to 60%. So we can use all that stored energy to train really hard, especially because we only train 4 days a week. After that session, I would head home, shower, and have a protein shake while I start prepping for dinner. We want to get that protein in around an hour after our workout to make sure we're inside of our anabolic window. After our workout, now we can have foods that digest slower, so steak, salmon, ground beef, potatoes. These are all foods that go around dinner and after your training to refill your energy stores slowly. The whole day before the workout, we did rice, chicken, and fruit, which all digest faster, with oats the farthest away for breakfast because they take the longest to digest. The idea is to make sure you're fueling your body with the carbs it needs so it feels okay to let go of that stubborn fat. What most people don't know about body fat is that we use it as our reserve energy store, and if we're not getting the food we need for energy, the body won't actually let go of the fat. This is why a lot of people get stuck in a deficit for months and make no progress. But the secret to why stacking your carbs like this actually works comes from the way you eat on a rest day. This lower calorie and carb day helps create a bigger deficit during the week and lets your body actually use the carbs you're giving it on training days. And I know it sounds like a good amount of food for a cut, but the point is, you'd be surprised how simple cutting can be when you have a meal plan built out for your goals and your body. And that's exactly why I put together my program, the Lean Body Accelerator. I wanted to create a step-by-step plan anyone could implement into their lives to speed up your progress or break out of that plateau you've been stuck in, regardless of your age or your starting point. I mean, we've had guys as old as 65 get to single-digit body fat using the systems I teach inside of that program. The biggest benefit of structuring your diet like this with low carb days when you're resting and higher carb days when you train is that your training and your strength doesn't drop as you cut down. This means you can keep training hard without losing the muscle you've worked so hard to build. And this works because we create our deficit with low intensity cardio like walks instead of just starving ourselves. This is exactly how you can build muscle while losing body fat and end up with the lean muscular look you want instead of that softer, skinny fat phase you've been stuck in. Get up earlier, move more, and earn that first meal. If you can do that and finally stop switching programs and stick to what actually works, you'll be able to see the results that you haven't been. Carb cycling is a tool that really works, and it'll help, but it's only one part of a complete system that allows me and my guys to get results like I show you. So if you want to learn the right way to use cardio to actually lose fat, you should definitely watch this video next. I'll talk to you guys in that video.